Going on, Jerome's Minnesota Fighting Vikings rookie head coach Kevin O'Connell got his first win in the debut against the Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers on Sunday. Monday, he met with the local media jackals, fed them a little bit of red meat. Apparently, this is what they're doing. They're doing virtual pressers every Monday. So we wanted to go over a couple of some Q's, some A's as well. So let's fire it up. First up, Ekstrom. Andrew Booth Jr.'s quad injury leaves him in doubt for Sunday, but not considered to be a long-term issue. Means Monday. Long-term issue. Lewisine expected to be back this week, knee. So Andrew Booth Jr., unfortunately, he was slowed by an ankle injury in preseason, and then he left very early in the game against the Packers with a quad injury. So it looks like he's not going to be available for Monday night's game against the Eagles, which is unfortunate because Eagles, they go 3 deep at wide receiver, man. A.J. Brown's going to be a problem. They're going to need as many cornerbacks as possible, but it is a opportunity for a guy like a Caleb Evans to get in there because they got Peterson, Dancer on the outside, Sean Dunn holding it down in the slot, but I do think that Dontel's going to work in a fourth cornerback, so it looks like it's going to be a Caleb Evans this week. But also good news on Lewisine, who had a minor knee injury in preseason and then he re-aggravated it last week in practice, missed the Packers game, but would love to have him back on special teams as well as working in potentially as a third safety. Alec Lewis, the Athletic. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell said they expect to get safety Lewisine back. I just said that. I just said that, man. Anyway, Thomason, Pioneer Press, go. Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell. I thought for the most part our guys did a pretty good job of taking advantage of things Sunday. And it did seem like the Vikings, they were confident in the game plan. They went out and executed it, and they held serve at home, which is what you have to do, especially against tough division opponents, and respect. Thompson, Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell on the fans yesterday. They lifted the energy even more. I could feel it. Like I could feel it in my undercarriage all the way out in the suburbs. I mean, they were fired up. They're like every single person who was at US Bank Stadium wearing purple, they were loud and proud. They got after it, and it was just cathartic, man, because the last couple years under Zimmer and Spielman, it wasn't great. Like it wasn't a lot of fun. It was real. It was fun. It wasn't real fun. But now, I mean, you got a new high-flying offense. That defense is going to be opportunistic. It's a new day, a new dawn. You got superstars all over the place. It's very easy for Vikings fans to get hyped up about this season. And, I mean, US Bank Stadium, it's a tough place to play. Best fans in the league, and when the Vikings are rolling, that place gets extremely loud, and it's tough to come in. And if and when the Vikings secure the 1 seed, playoffs will run through US Bank Stadium. Woo, let's go, man. Seifert, ESPN. Tight end Johnny Munt played 40 snaps. Irv Smith Jr.'s 19. O'Connell today. Irv is going to have a major role for us, but it appears the snap count was based on game plan, not health. Those guys all know how we operate. We're a game-to-game, week-to-week operation, which it's kind of refreshing because Vikings previous years, the offense, you kind of knew what you're going to get. But I was compared to peak Brady Patriots, where they changed their game plan every single week. Some weeks they were 5 wide. Some weeks they were pounding it. Some weeks, they had multiple tight end sets. It just depended on the opponent. And I love that, man. I absolutely love that. But it was interesting because after the game, O'Connell said something to the effect of it was more game plan, not taking it easy on Irv's thumb, which it's kind of interesting, but Johnny Munt played well. Set a career high with 3 catches, blocked well for the most part. And Irv, working his way back into the offense. Don't really know what to make of that at this point. Then, Seifert. O'Connell knew that there were a couple times when right guard Ed Ingram maybe got isolated here and there and maybe gave up a little push there. Said there is a lot to correct, a lot to fix, but Ingram played physical and did not have any mental errors. I'm happy with where Ed's at. And absolutely, you are going to have some rookie growing pains. Unfortunately, put him in the losers category, but he blocked really well in the run game. I think he was the second highest graded guard, not rookie, but guard in the league before Monday night's game. Did have a couple of spots in the first half where got fooled by Rashawn Gary when they played a little bit of games in front of him. Also got isolated against Kenny Clark, gave up a big-time pressure. So it is what it is. But I think overall the Vikings got themselves a very solid starting right guard. Plus, even though Bradbury, he didn't grade the best according to PFF, just eyeball test, I think Bradbury played himself a pretty solid game as well. And then Will Raggett, Sports Illustrated. Just summing up the gestalt of this press conference. Kevin O'Connell's opening statement in this virtual press conference today was 800 words long. There were pressers where Mike Zimmer didn't say that many words total. Not saying either approach is right or wrong. It's just quite different. Now, Kevin O'Connell has been a little bit more forthcoming with the media. That's sort of putting it mildly. And Zimmer, yeah, it just is what it is. He's old school. He's a product of his generation, where it's locking it down, state secrets. The press are like mushrooms. Feed them poop and keep them in the dark. That's really about it. And of course, temperament-wise, Kevin O'Connell, new kid on the block. New kids on the block had had a lot of hits. Chinese food makes me sick. But Kevin O'Connell, he's fired up. And I do think that communication, open channels of communication between players and the coaches and the media, I think that's going to be a cornerstone for success with Kevin O'Connell going forward. And just this whole press conference thing, is it a big deal? Maybe, not really. But remember, the media is how coaches and the players communicate with the fans. So Kevin O'Connell, by being open with the media, he's saying that he's being open to the fans, and that's going to be refreshing. So props to him. But that's it. That's recapping Kevin O'Connell's victory Monday press conference after the Packers game, ahead of the Eagles game. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.